As you can see, the 75-gallon SPS tank has changed a little bit if you didn't catch the video on the new lights. I got new Reef light fixture. I got one on this tank and on the frag tank, and it really fills in the shadows. And I added a gyre that was a little bigger than the one I had, so it increased the flow in the tank and also increased the lighting. And the corals seem to be pretty happy about it. The only issue I have, of course, since I have sand, is it's starting to blow the sand around, so I got to figure that out. Maybe dial it down a little bit or move it. You can see over here it's kind of piling up there, which is okay. I just don't want it covering the coral like that, so I'll play around with it and see what I can do. I can hear the guys who don't have sand right now laughing, but that's okay. I like sand in my tanks. Check out the Disney, it's looking pretty good. It's getting its color back. The tips are turning the purple color that they usually are. And the coral are really starting to come out more with the light and everything. And it fills in the shadows pretty good. The gyres I have on this tank are just J-bow gyres. I believe that's the 150 one in the back, so that one's pretty big. That's the one that really started throwing the sand around. And I believe the other one is over here, is the 120. So I have them somewhere in the middle as far as percentage wise. And I'll just keep playing around with them. Like I said, I don't want sand going on the coral like that if I can help it, but I'm pretty happy with the results though. And then I added that wave maker back there. Kind of get a little cross flow in between here. I'm trying to wake up this acro here. It looks, you can't really tell the color of it right now, but it's actually pink and green. So hopefully the polyps will start coming out on that too. But the nitrates in this tank have been pretty steady at 25, so I'm going to try to get those down. I got a project going on. I just started culturing Phyto, and I'm going to dose in this tank and see what that does. I have no idea. I don't have pods or anything, and I don't have a mandarin or anything in this tank, but we'll see what it does for this tank. I'll actually show you that right now. And here's my Phyto that I'm culturing. I have Nano Fluorosis. I can't remember the name of it. The other one is Tet. But I already did it for a week, and I combined them in another container. And I checked them under the microscope, and they look pretty good, as you can see in this picture right here. So I'm pretty happy with that. It was my first crack at culturing Phyto. So I think I have a grasp on it now. These are just water containers that I used. I just watered my plants with them, and then I used the containers. That way I didn't really have to sanitize them or anything and worry about all that. So far so good with these. I guess it's just important to keep them separate, since the Nano will be the more dominant one if you were to put it in with another one. So that's why there's two containers going. And as you can see, this acro over here, look at that. The colors are starting to come back out of it. It's starting to get like a lighter blue and purple, so that's cool. A piece of it is still over here where it used to be. You can see that there, that acro there in the middle, so it'll be interesting to see what it does. I gotta frag some stuff in this tank. I just don't know where I'm gonna do with the frags. Like this Jedi Mind Trick Monty is huge. It's probably 6 to 8 inches, pretty much in diameter. Almost looks like the United States, sorta, or Texas maybe. That's pretty neat. Yeah, these guys just keep growing. I want to get rid of all this bird's nest up top there to give my acro some room up there. Things just keep moving around and growing out, so I try to frag it as necessary. Like I said, it's just a problem with what do I do with it then. So for the most part, I just leave it. The fish are doing pretty good too. There's Sarge. He's getting pretty big. He's about 4 inches long. And the secret, see my rock work? How it's just, it's rocks and it's not green or brown. My secret is lots of snails. And I also run a UV on this tank. So that helps too. And I replace my UV bulb every 6 months. Because in this tank, I notice when I'm approaching about the 6-month mark, my rocks will start to get a little brown on them. The snails will eat it, but I'll get it in little crevices and that. And once I change the bulb, pretty much like you said, you can just see bare rock. So that's good. That's why I like running this UV. It's just I got to turn it off when I use the Phyto for a few hours. But this tank's doing pretty good, and I'm just going to keep monitoring the flow and see what I can do with it. And on to Puffy's tank. Puffy and the gang. First fish that pops up at you is Leonidas here, who's huge. He's like 10 to 12 inches long. He's just chilling. He's a volatile lionfish. And there's Bandit, Huma Trigger, just chilling, waiting to steal somebody's food. That's why I call him Bandit. And Brownie, Feisty Finn. There's Feisty Finn. What's up, Finn? And the star of our show, Puffs. What's up, Puffy?
What's up, dude?
How you doing, bud?
I'm hungry.
Yeah?
Yeah, when you gonna feed me?
All right. Well, I mean, we could talk about that later. We don't need to discuss that now, do we?
Well, you're the one who asked, so I told you.
I'm just all right. Well, we'll talk about it, bud. Okay?
Yeah, sure.
So everybody in here is doing pretty good. I put a bigger wave maker in here since I took this one out of the SPS tank because I put the new gyre in there and everything. So I put it in Puffy's tank to give these guys a little more flow too, and it does help keep the glass cleaner because you know, you got more flow. The algae doesn't have a chance to stick so much. These guys seem to like it. I mean, I know it's just a FOWLR tank, but they like to have flow and stuff too. And I try to keep the waters, you know, cleaner as I can with a predator tank. I do water changes once a month on this tank. I'll change 60 gallons a month on it. But these guys are all doing good. They eat a lot. They're piggies.
I heard that.
And they're doing pretty good too. So here's the SPS LPS Frag Tank. As you can see, I put another Reef Bright fixture on there. Got a couple Kessels on it. This is the SPS section here. I gotta color these acros up. I was having the shading issue, of course, with just one Kessel on this side. It doesn't light it up as much as this fixture does, so it's much better with this fixture. These guys over here are doing good too. There's the LPS section. Nemo Jr. My buddy Chris gave me him. He raised him from a clutch of eggs from his clownfish. Nemo Jr. likes to hang out in that elegance, and these pectinia here too. And there's Sarge's cousin. I haven't named him yet. Buddy gave me him too. So I thought, why not? I got Sarge. I like Sergeant Major damselfish. They're cool. He's pretty big. He's about 3 inches long. Yeah, things in this tank are going pretty good too. I just wanted to share some of these so I can get into some other kind of coral, like some different acros and stuff. Plus I need room to frag the 75 gallons, so I'll be looking to share a lot of these at the Sterling Heights Frag Swap in Michigan on December 10th. And I'll put a link in the description for that. But that'll be an awesome show. There'll be a lot of prizes and there'll be a lot of vendors there. So if you're in the Southeast Michigan area, I urge you to come check out the Sterling Heights Frag Swap next month, December 10th. So this tank, I just turned off the flow. This is the other frag tank, my pretty much Softy frag tank. And I added another little wave maker there. That sort of helps keep this frag rack clear because I get detritus and stuff because it's just a flat acrylic. I like it because see how the zoas are growing on the rack itself? I can just take a little plastic razor blade and scrape those off and put them on a frag plug, so it makes it easy for that. But if they're already on a frag plug, a lot of times they'll peel up too. Rather than using an egg crate or something, and then you got to cut the egg crate. Sort of like this mushroom basket over here. I got all these mushrooms in here. There's some cool ones in there, but they attach to the mushroom basket, and I got to cut the basket if I want to get them out. So I just kind of leave them in there. I mean, I don't really do anything with them. So that's why I like this rack here, because it's better for me for fragging when they grow out like that. I got to clean up a lot of this so they don't keep growing on all the other ones. So I just been putting them pinkish purple ones over here because they're growing pretty quick. There we go. That's a better representation of the color. So this tank is doing pretty good as far as nutrients and everything. And I just, like I said, I just added more flow. I like to keep the nitrates up a little bit more in this tank, like around 40. That seems to help with the color and everybody else in here. So and I think that's a frammer there. I thought I lost it a while ago and little buds started growing. So now it's starting to get bigger and bigger, which is cool. So I might put that in the other frag tank too. Look at this GSP, just growing everywhere. I'm gonna have to make a bunch of frags, but that's super light. I don't know if you can tell in the video, but that's almost like a yellow color. That's how light that is. There we go, right there. So I gotta peel that up and see what I can do with that. Maybe put it on some tiles or something. But yeah, this tank's doing pretty good too, and I'll be offering a lot of these at Sterling Heights next month too. Like I said, I got a lot of different little ones in there. Got some different ones this year, so I'll be looking to share these and maybe get some different ones. And there's Nemo. He likes to bite me when I put my hands in there. But those are Nemosillas. Yeah, this tank's doing good too. And onto the 36-gallon boat front. And one thing that pops out at you is how big, I think this is a Neptia, but look at how big this green Neptia is. It's like a third of the tank. This thing's bigger than a basketball, so as far as the total size, it's like a bunch of different pieces that just keep growing. Look at that. So I'm gonna have to figure out what to do with that. Obviously I gotta frag it, but leathers are a little tricky to frag. You gotta rubber band them down to things, which isn't too bad. And the tomato clown likes to hang out in there. He sleeps in there too when it closes up at night. Now this tank I just kind of let be more natural as far as algae and stuff. I don't really look to eradicate things too bad. Like you see there's some bubble algae in there and there's some hydroids in there and stuff like that. But I just kind of let it do its thing. A few things I got to change. I see I got to take out that Goniopora in the back there. It's not too happy in this tank. But everybody else looks like they're doing pretty good. I do water changes on this tank once a month too, and this is a higher nitrate and phosphate tank. So around 40, I believe, is where I like to keep the nitrates, and I keep the phosphates a little higher, like around 0.06 or so, maybe a little higher than that. I haven't really checked them lately, to be honest. Those are the pulsing xenia I put in recently. Those are neat. I'll see if those make it or not. I usually didn't have luck with xenia in the past, so we'll see what happens. But this tank's not doing too bad either. This was my tank getting back into the hobby in 2018. After about a 12-year hiatus of quitting the hobby. This was a tank I got back into in 2018, so I'm trying to decide what I want to do with it. You know, if I want to, redo it or tear it down or what I got to do, because this tank's upstairs, and this is the one I got, lug the buckets up the stairs and everything to change the water. So it's usually the last one to get the maintenance, and these guys deserve better than that. So I just don't know what I want to do yet. But all in all, things aren't too bad here. The fish are happy. And I added some different coral in here, some trumpet coral and stuff. So we'll see. Let me know in the comments what you think I should do, if anything, or just, keep doing what I'm doing with it. But this tank's not too shabby either. Well, that'll do it for this video. I'm Reefer Matt. Thank you for watching, and happy reefing.